This week on the Book of Boba Fett. Listen, Mando, I know you're coming here. You're coming to help me, and I appreciate that greatly. But I don't want you thinking just because you have the shiny armor and the dark saber that you can just come in and take over, okay? This is the Book of Boba Fett. Look at my face. This is the money. So, do you understand?
But then, why aren't you in this episode? This is the way.
Hello, everybody. My name is Puppetine from the Geeky Puppet Show here on the Geeky Puppet Show. Of course, to talk about the Book of Boba Fett, we are a day or two behind, but you know what? It's fine. Some personal things, but we have a Zach, and he is back, and we are here to talk about the Mandalorian. The Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, right. Oh, and put this Mandalorian merchandise away. Yeah, sorry. Boba Fett, that's right. Yeah.
You know, I've had Baby Yoda pop in for the past week, but so maybe I caused this. But this episode, before we talk about the episode itself, let's just say it is the best episode thus far.
Best one, absolutely. It's out of the park.
With the darksaber,
with it slices the baseball in half and then hits them out of the park.
That's right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But there's no Boba Fett.
Not a nary.
If you look at the IMDb page,
Tamura Morrison.
No, not in the episode at all. It's frustrating.
It is directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. She did do really good with her episodes of Mandalorian that she directed. So she did do a good job directing this, but no Boba Fett.
Yeah, no Boba Fett. And I don't think that's her fault. I think that's
not her fault at all. No, it's just the way it was written. But
Baby Yoda.
He's not in this episode either. So if you're not a fan, don't worry.
Well, we don't have to worry about that because let's just go ahead and talk about it because we start out
on the Halo, right?
Well,
it's like
it's
the thing from Halo.
Mando he deals with with this guy, uses the darksaber. He injures his leg a little, but he gets ahead.
It's what happens when you're not a Jedi and you're using a lightsaber. You're gonna hurt yourself. So he's like cuts the guy's head
warm, or I can bring you in cold. Yeah, chill.
Which is the most badass line that he has. I love that line. But yeah, he takes him out of there and goes off to give the head to, I don't know, some bigwig, some Star Wars bigwig, because he's
information.
For information, he's trying to think back to season 1. There's the Mandalorian coven on Navarro that scatters at the end of the episode. So he's trying to find the new one. And so he finds it buried in the alleyways of this Halo ring. And there's only 3 Mandalorians alive, including him, that are part of this group.
Yeah,
but
there are others elsewhere. But
yeah. But right now there's only 3, including him.
That we see.
Yeah. There's the armorer, and then that really big, bulky guy. I call him Dwayne Johnson.
Paz Vizsla.
Paz Vizsla, that's his name.
And if you watched Clone Wars, you actually recognize that name because that's the character. Vizsla is the character that Jon Favreau played.
Correct.
Yep. And they are from a bloodline that actually forged the darksaber. He finds his coven and he says, "Hey, can I come back?" And they're like, "Yeah, okay, you delivered the baby, so here you are." And they show him. He gets healed on the leg that he cut himself a little bit with that saber. And he starts training with the armor. And he's having some trouble. He's saying it's getting heavier with every swing. And she's saying, you got to go with it. You have to work with it. You can't work against it.
You got to go with the flow, man.
You can't control it. It's an untamed beast, but you can work with it. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Exactly.
But then comes Paz Vizsla and he steps up and he's like, well, you know, maybe it belongs to somebody else. And Mando says, maybe, but I won this blade. So Paz Vizsla says, well, he's going to fight him for it.
Yeah.
And the armorer says, you want this? And he says, sure, why not? The fight is pretty cool. They take off their jetpacks, and you think that the Mandalorian is just yeeted off the platform, but he actually lands on a smaller one. And he gets to the point where it looks like he's about to lose, but he gets one up on Paz Vizsla, knocks him down, and is about to reach that final blow when the armorer says, that's enough. Paz Vizsla, have you... she does the coat of armor. You serve the Mandalorians. Have you removed your helmet? Never. And she asks the same of Mando.
Oh, here's where he gets burned because he's done it twice.
He cuts himself off. He's silent for a moment, and he finally answers and says that he has. And he wants penance. That's what he wants. He wants to be cleansed. But she says the only way is to bathe in the mineral mines on Mandalore. But Mandalore's gone. Those mines, long gone.
Yeah, it shows this really cool, my brother calls it the Terminator shot, where all the TIE bombers are wiping out Mandalore. I think they call it the Night of 1,000 Tears.
Yes.
And all the TIE bombers are like bombing on this domed city, and you see the Imperial probe droids and the K2SO droids just like stomping on Mandalorian helmets. It's a very cool shot. It's very Terminator-esque. It's very cool.
There's no way he can be cleansed, so he is cast out. And obviously the Darksaber's his, so he goes and he seeks passage to Tatooine. There's this weird kid that he like waves at.
Oh, but before he goes on the ship, because it's a passenger, like it's a cruise ship. So the little security droid stops him, and he has to put all of his weapons into a case. He gets stopped by security. That scene cracks me up because it's like, oh, those little doodads on his chest, those are actually like ammo or something. It's like it's crazy how many weapons he actually carries. He's like, I know everything that's in there.
I know everything that's in there. And he does a little stare down. And when he gets to Tatooine, it is all in there, even though the bot that's there to deliver his stuff is glitching rather than the clean, pristine one that he worked with before. So he heads where? To the... What's her name?
I'm gonna pull it up because it escapes me every time. But it's the mechanic lady who has the pit droids. And give me a second here. She's actually played by the same actress. She plays the secretary in Elf. If you ever watch Elf, she's the secretary.
Oh.
She plays Peli Motto.
Peli Motto, yes. The Jawa dater, as we learned. They're very furry Jawa.
And the Jawa speaker too. She speaks Jawa, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. That's not a joke. I think it's actually called Jawa'ese.
Is it called Jawa'ese? Oh wow, okay. Yeah, we get this like fun little opening scene where she has a BD-1 droid, which if you played the Jedi Fallen Order video game, that's a little droid that the guy he carries on his back. It's a really cool little droid. And so she's fighting off a womp rat trying to save her droid. That's when Mando shows up. So
cool entrance. That's what she says.
Yeah.
But she has the... Oh, I didn't mean it like that. No! But she says at that moment, hey, there you are. I was looking forward to seeing you. And he says, you have a replacement for my Razor Crest? And she does.
Rip the Razor Crest.
Yes, they go in and they see a broken down Naboo starfighter.
That was really cool. I
commissioned by the Queen of Naboo herself.
Handmade, not by droids. Handmade.
Yep. Can't track it on any systems because it's old
pre-Empire. Pre-Empire, yeah. Can't be tracked. And a little TLC. It's just a little broken down. You just need a little TLC. And
they commission the Jawas to find some parts, and they work on it. They take some time, they work on it, and it is a beaut. Let me tell you that. I know there's no astromech though. They removed that port and put a little dome instead.
Well, you know who's going to go in there.
We all know who's going to go in there. They fix it up. He does a little flight test, and we
Goes to
actually
Duggar's
see,
Canyon.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Go on, Jimmy.
Apparently, and I'm not sure if this is true, but there's a sign that is smashed during the pod race on in the Phantom Menace,
Yep.
and if you look, you can see the remnants of the sign in the episode.
You can. I noticed that. It's the same scene. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And so there you go. I love a good callback. And then he goes up to space. Yay! The final frontier. But then, dun dun, 2 Republic starfighters come up, and they're like, "Hey, Wade, what are you doing? You're not registered. Give me
Sir,
all your information."
You were doing a 70 and a 35-mile-hour zone. We need to see your license and registration.
Yes, I wonder how he's going to get that out the window. But he is able to talk them down, and right as they're about to say, "Hey, let's go ahead and do some questionings," as one of the starfighters actually know it's Mando. They know.
Yeah.
He presses a special button that he's got, and the ship does not go into hyperspace, but it does shoot at such a speed. It's like, wah! You ever seen Froggy move? It's like that.
Pretty much, yeah. This was the Starship equivalent of Froggy, just because one of the guys thinks that he jumps to hyperspace, but he doesn't do that. It's just shy of that. So
the pod race in Lego Star Wars is the bane of my existence.
I love the pod race in Star Wars. Oh, and Lego Star Wars.
I died.
Well, so did I, but it was still fun.
Actually,
I remember seeing the Phantom Menace in 3D. That was the best part, was the pod race.
Yeah, you know, I actually thought before she pulled off the curtains that it was a pod racer. I was like, how is he going to do anything with that?
I did too, actually. That's funny. It ended up being the other thing from Phantom Menace, the other ship. But I thought it was a pod racer too. That was weird.
So he lands, and she asks how it was. He says it was Wizard.
Wizard. I haven't heard anyone say that. That is another callback to Phantom Menace. This is pretty much the Phantom Menace callback episode.
It has the heart. It warms the soul. Ah, it's great. So much better than Cyberpunk. So much better.
God.
I'd
forgotten. They gave that guy a poster. Did you know that? The mod guy who saves Fennec Shan, they gave him a character poster.
Sad.
He's in there for like 2 minutes.
But then, speaking of Fennec Shan, guess who comes up saying that BOBA needs some help?
He needs some muscle.
Needs some muscle, and they're willing to pay. But Mando says, it's on the house, but first I have to see a little friend, because he had armor made from the spear before he was banished for, Grogu.
It's funny because the little bag is tied up to look just like his head with the ears.
And chainmail. It's chainmail.
It's sickeningly adorable. Yes.
And so next week, it looks like we're going to get actually some Boba Fett. The fact is, the name of this episode was The Return of the Mandalorian. It should have been named The Mandalorian with some mention of Boba.
Pretty much. Now, here's the thing I'm curious. Now, if they show the Mandalorian going to visit Grogu real quick, is he going to see Luke Skywalker and tell him that Boba Fett is still alive? Because Boba was trying to kill Luke the last time they saw each other on Tatooine.
I remember the memes after the Mandalorian ended.
Luke's going to be like,
who was that?
What?
Because Boba was just passing by. Who the hell was that?
Who's that guy? So, yeah, 2 episodes left, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 episodes left, and it is a little sad that the best episode of Boba Fett is just Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 0.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, what I've told people is if you haven't seen any of Boba Fett yet, this has nothing to do with him. You can just jump in and watch Episode 5.
Oh, thank you, Trusty, because he says Grogu used to mean leaving food in the fridge too long. but
that's hysterical.
What does Baby Yoda think if his face will stop speckling?
My gosh, he's breaking out in hives, it looks like.
Oh, you're feeling sick, little buddy. I know, it's okay.
He doesn't want to sit separately from Mando, it sounds like.
So he is saying, I'll put you down, okay. He's saying that he also has some problems with that. I mean, he loves Mando, of course, naturally, but in a show about Boba Fett, it feels a little harsh, and it's also going to mess up the continuity because anybody who watches Mandalorian, while it is safe to assume that they would watch the Book of Boba Fett, it's going to mess up some things going into Mandalorian season 3 if there's Mandalorian season 3.
Oh, there's gonna be.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say there's
Well,
gonna be.
the only reason I hesitate to say that is because I've heard rumors of a Bo-Katan show. And
Oh yeah.
if Bo-Katan has a show, it's possible that Mando would appear on that, and Ahsoka, Mando could appear on that. Will his story actually continue through these other series before he gets another one of his own? That's my question.
Good point. Interesting.
Yeah, you never thought about it like that, huh?
Did not think about that. No.
Well, I hope that we see some. Can we have a Mando-Lando crossover? You know, you joke, but I would love to see more Lando Calrissian.
More Lando. I mean, we all win whenever there's Billy D. Williams on screen.
Mm-hmm.
We all win. Or even I was about to say Danny Glover, Donald Glover. If we
he did a fine job.
He did good. I think that it's been long enough. You could maybe age him up a little bit. I'm not above actually recasting some of the characters if it's the right actor. I'm not above recasting characters to stick them in. But Trusty says he would definitely watch it. See, the thing is, I'm not too crazy. I love the actress that plays Bo-Katan. Katie Sackhoff is great. I'm just not too wild about the character of Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan is troublesome. I mean, she was a terrorist for a little while, but technically, all of our beloved characters were terrorists.
Most of our beloved characters are outlaws, criminals, scum.
Rebel scum.
Rebel scum, exactly the best kind of scum. But
yes. Emperor Puppetine does not like that.
Okay, that took it. that was the thing.
But that is about it. Overall, it is a really good episode. You should check it out if you're a fan of The Mandalorian. But if you're a fan of Boba Fett, you might not be too happy.
You're not gonna gain anything if you're just watching for Tamura Morrison. There's nothing to be gained here. Yeah. But it is a good episode. There's a lot to. It's a long one too. It's like 52 minutes. It's almost an hour long episode.
I think it's the longest episode of Boba Fett too. They gave Mando the longest episode of Boba Fett. Wow.
They know where the cash cow is.
They know where the money is. Yeah. But that is the end. You've heard our thoughts. Let us know yours in the comments down below if you're watching afterwards. Also, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We cannot wait for the next episode, but we will, because we have to. Then we'll review it for your viewing pleasure. So until then, thank you so much for watching. May the Force be with you. And bye! Now go. Go. Make Bantha babies.
I'm on to you, Build-A-Bear.